Power Rangers, they come in many forms, many teams, and many colours. And of course, with there being 30 years worth of Power Ranger seasons, you'd have multiple of the same colour. And in this video, I'm going to be diving in and discussing the Blue Rangers, specifically my top 5 Blue Rangers. Now, of course, this is my list, so I do encourage y'all down in the comments down below to give me your favourite Blue Ranger, or happily give me your top 5. And if you want to, explain why, because that's the fun part. In this video, I'll be talking about my top 5 favourite Blue Rangers in all of Power Rangers. Hello everybody, my name is Level 5, welcome to the Level 5 channel. Here we talk about movies, TV shows, video games and comic books, and today we're ranking the top 5 Blue Power Rangers. And of course, let's dive in with number 5. I'm going to give the 5th spot to Tori. I do love the idea that some of our Blue Rangers are girls. It definitely makes up the whole yellow and pink being the only, Rangers that girls can be sort of vibe, and Tori was our first female Blue Ranger, and I think she did a very good job filling the role. Not only that though, she's a kick-ass ninja. She's a part of the Ninja Storm team, and she can manipulate the element of water. Her suit is very cool. I do like the suit. It's very clean. Her Zord is the dolphin, and her unique weapon is a megaphone, which is also very fun and unique. Makes no sense for Power Rangers when it comes to ninjas, but it makes sense for Power Rangers overall, if that makes any form of sense. Tori is fun, lovable, a woman who loves to surf, fitting the theme of our civilians when it comes to Ninja Storm, each one kind of focusing on some form of extra activity when it comes to sports. Of course, the Red Ranger liking skateboarding, and the Yellow Ranger liking dirt biking, and I do believe that Tori does have a good set of episodes. I do think she's a fun mix with a bunch of boys. Sadly, she's the only girl, and I think she holds her own very well. She's entertaining, she's very cool, she's quite witty and funny. She's a very pretty girl on top of that too, but she's also a very kick-ass ninja. In her civilian form, she can manipulate water at will, because of course her element is water, and she has some insane ninja skills, which is pretty dope as it is. But then when she morphs, she's able to do all sorts of kick-ass stuff too. I really do like the Ninja Storm designs overall, but I do like the fact that her blue colour is more aqua. I like the idea of using the same colours we know and love, but kind of shading them differently, like crimson and aqua and, that sort of stuff. I find it unique, and I like it. I like it a lot. So Tori fits the 5th spot very, very well. The only reason why she's not higher, personally, just because I find the other Rangers on this list just more enjoyable to watch, or they kind of fit in my memory a bit, bit more than Tori does. Tori stays on the mind because she's our first blue female ranger. Her unique power sets, her fun weapon, but also she has a dolphin Zord, which I really enjoyed that too. It's very sleek, very cool looking dolphin Zord. Of course, I'm not ranking these based off their weapons or Zords, but it's fun to mention anyway. Tori's a fun addition to the Ninja Storm team, and she's very energetic, and she holds the glue together because, of course, she's the only girl in a team full of boys. Especially when the 6th Ranger comes in, she's the only girl with 5 blokes around. I feel sorry for her. I really do. Anyway, our 4th spot goes to Koda, our blue Dino Charge Ranger. I'm going to tell the absolute truth. I wasn't really fond of Dino Charge when it first came out. It didn't interest me in the slightest. But my son wanted to watch it as he's now going through different Power Rangers seasons, and we did watch Power Rangers Dino Charge. And honestly, I kind of fell in love. Dino Charge now is actually really fun, and definitely it has gone up in my ranking of Power Ranger seasons. If you guys want to see me rank Power Ranger seasons, do let me know. There's a good couple of videos I can do there, so let me know for that one. When it comes to Koda, he is a caveman, coming from the time of the cavemen, and he does talk and act like a caveman 99.9% of the time. Kudos to the actor who actually plays Koda as well. He managed to stick with the same sort of like portrayal of a caveman throughout. There's a lot of shows out there, Power Rangers or not, that have a character be in a certain way, but they eventually lose it near the end of their show. Koda didn't do that. Koda stays Koda the entire time. He's very dumbfounded, if you will, because he's a caveman. He doesn't understand our modern day esque-ness of life. He's also really strong because of caveman strength, which I kind of find funny. There's a lot of times you'll see Koda climbing trees and hunting in a way where, like, you know, he's tracking skills and stuff because he is a caveman. Like I said, he's a bit dumbfounded, which means he also does not understand a lot of the lingo, a lot of the humor and stuff that his fellow Rangers would also, you know, provide. His blue suit is very slick and very cool. He gets the Stegosaurus dinosaur theme, and I do like the way he looks. I think his helmet design is very clean, and obviously it's Stegosaurus. Stegosauruses are very cool. His unique weapon when he uses the Dino Armor mode is a shield. I think it's actually pretty decent. It makes a lot of sense. It's a small shield, sure. It's not going to do a lot of, like, defense when it comes to being a shield, but it does work with his strength because he can slam the hell into villains, and I like that a lot. Koda does get quite a few fun episodes, and a few of them actually work well with the other Rangers. There's one specific episode with Riley, which I thought was very fun, and it plays on the fact that he is a caveman. You know, he's also all about family. The whole reason why he was granted the Energem was because of his protectiveness over his brother, which I thought was actually very sweet. Koda is fun, and we do get to see him more than once as well after Dino Charge. He's in a crossover, so that's, you know, always fun to see. In our third spot, I have Theo, our Jungle Fury Blue Ranger. Theo is a very oddball here, because usually I don't like the know-it-all characters, and Theo is definitely a know-it-all character. He's one of the smartest Rangers amongst his team. But that's also his downfall, because he tries too hard to be the best at everything. He has some really good focused episodes in his season, trying to not be the leader, accepting the fact that the Red Ranger's Casey, someone who hasn't had as much training as he has, training more and becoming better, trying to be the best out of everyone, and realizing that it doesn't matter if you're the best, just as long as you're a team player. It's okay to lean on your friends and to accept their strength as your strength. Theo has a lot of fun episodes. His suit is very slick and designed very well, his animal spirit being the jaguar, and I like it. I think it works well with the blue pattern. His sword is kind of odd looking, but that's not the point here. His weapon is tonfas, a really unique weapon, and we haven't seen tonfas since or before in Power Rangers. We kind of have, but not actual tonfas. As a martial arts season, of course, there's martial art weapons, and tonfas are actually really cool weapons. I've adored tonfas ever since I played Talim in Soul Calibur. And so seeing a Blue Ranger wield tonfas is really cool too. He also has to understand and learn the ways of the bat, which obviously break laws of physics, but also breaks the way that he's used to training. He has to train in a different way. That's a fun episode for him too. I find Theo near the end of the show does calm down a lot. He doesn't, like, you know, get aggravated when things don't go his way as much, and he truly accepts his teammates, especially Casey being the Red Ranger. And I think that is why he's in my third spot, because there's a lot of growth for Theo. He's very different between the first episode to the last episode in small ways, but they're big enough to actually, you know, make an impact on his character. And I do think him and Lily make a very sweet couple. In my second spot, I have Sky, SPD Blue Ranger. So, Sky, again, has one of the best story progressions in all of Power Rangers, especially when it comes to Blue Rangers alone. I think he might actually have the best story progression when it comes to Blue Rangers of all time. Sky starts off as a snobby Power Ranger, and of course he didn't like being the Blue Ranger in the get-go, especially the fact that his Red Ranger is literally a known criminal. He wants to be the Red Ranger because his dad was the Red Ranger. To him, it's almost like it's his legacy, but he has to accept his team, his role, and his leaders, and be willing to accept any direction his leaders put him in. There's a lot of fun episodes with Sky. Absolutely, in SPD, there's an episode where him and a monster swap bodies and he has to figure out what to do because he doesn't have his team. There's the whole episode where the bad guy who took his dad literally resurfaces and he has to deal with him. And of course, he does eventually get his wish and become the Red Ranger. And thanks to the crossover in Operation Overdrive, we do learn he actually manages to become a commander, which is actually Dr. Kruger's role in SPD. So that's a lot of fun too. But however, as a Blue Ranger, he's determined, he's witty, he's fun, and honestly, I like his dynamics with the rest of the team. One of my favourite things about Sky is the last episode, where Doggy asks him the same question he got asked in the first episode. If one of the girls was going to lead the team and become Red Ranger, would you follow them? And Sky's answer is completely different from the first to last episode, and it really truly shows his strength. There's a lot of bonding he gets with each one of the Rangers. Not so much Bridge, but with the other three, absolutely, and he does such a good job at being the second in command. I absolutely love Sky. I think he's really cool. I think he's one of the best Blue Rangers, for absolutely sure. His fighting style is also very cool. Obviously, he gets squat mode as well, which is absolutely awesome. I love the blue for SPD. Having the number like halfway through his torso is a lot of fun too. His suit is very clean. And of course, my number one spot. Now, before I do go into this number one spot, I do have to mention that I didn't grow up with the Zordon era at all. I was born in the year of In Space. The seasons that got me into Power Rangers were the last two seasons of the Saban era. So I didn't grow up with Mighty Morphin or Zeo or anything like that. So I do apologize if your favorites aren't in this list, but I do have to remind y'all, it's my list. And I encourage you guys to leave your comments down below about your favorite Blue Rangers. But let's go into my number one spot. That has to be Max, our Wild Force Blue Ranger. I see a lot of people, like, bashing on Max. A lot of people don't like his kid-like attitude and his overuse of, his catchphrase. But honestly, I love it. Max is the youngest out of the 5 Rangers, and he's the closest thing to a teenager that we actually have. Because granted, Mighty Morphin are teenagers, but they don't really act like it all the time. Max is immature, and he's hot-headed, and that really shows in some of his episodes. But I think it's fun. He's charismatic, he's energetic, and honestly, he is the reason why Danny is the way Danny is, and then that then puts on to, Taylor and so forth and so on. They all work together really well. Wild Force is my favourite season, so when it comes to the Blue Ranger, I had to pick Max. Now granted, when I do the other colours, because I want to do top 5 for the other colours, Wild Force won't be my first pick for every single Ranger, but for the Blue Ranger, it definitely is. Max is fun and adorable and just an absolute breath of fresh air, especially when you come from Lucas and Kai and Billy and things like this. You're either nerdy or you're a bit stubborn. So having a fun, charismatic Blue Ranger is awesome. He gets a Shark Zord, which is also very cool. He gets unique weapons as well with his shark fins, kind of like side blades that he uses. And of course, he gets the giraffe. The whole episode of the message in the bottle is absolutely awesome. And of course, his catchphrase, "never give up," is a good catchphrase for kids. Power Rangers is aimed at children. Having the catchphrase to never give up is a good catchphrase for kids to learn. And it's a good lesson too. No one should be giving up on anything, whether it's a dream, an ambition, a goal of yours, and that's a good lesson for kids to learn. Never give up. Don't listen to people that are trying to put you down or try to bully you or whatever, and Max is a really good representation of that. He also looks really young in Wild Force as well, so kids can really relate to the idea of, hey, this young person also, is saying never give up. I want to learn that too. That's why I really like Max. I was literally 4, maybe 5 when I got into Power Rangers. My introduction to Power Rangers was Wild Force and re-showings of Time Force. So there was Max saying to never give up, and it was really inspiring for me. And I think that's a really good lesson for a lot of kids to learn. So yeah, they are my top 5 Blue Rangers. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do of course let me know yours, and also in the comment section do let me know what colour I should do next, because there's a lot of different colours. I don't know what to do here. I think there's enough for each colour for me to do the main colours, including a separate video for green and black. I may have to mix in some of the 6 Rangers there to do green, not too entirely sure though. And then there's things like purple, there's only like 2 of them, so I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't know if there's enough silver to do 5 Silver Rangers. There's definitely enough gold for me to cover gold. But yeah, I don't know here. You guys are going to have to let me know what you guys think. With that being said though, do hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell if you guys haven't already. I've enjoyed this video. Hope you guys have as well. And of course, Roar of Passion. I love you all, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Bye.